Our next guest is among the House Republicans investigating Bank of America for reportedly giving the FBI a list of targeted customers related to January 6th. One whistleblower telling lawmakers those who purchased a firearm with a Bank of America product were elevated to the top of the list, regardless of when or where the purchase was made. Here with his insight is Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie. Congressman, great to have you this morning with us. So Bank of America turning over lists of customers. First of all, I think some of those they considered geofenced within some type of January 6th designated area, but then also others that just bought guns and turns it over to the FBI.
Right. If you bought so much as a hot dog with a credit card or a debit card from Bank of America on January 5th, January 6th, or January 7th in Washington, D.C. of 2021, they put you on a list and gave it to the FBI. But they enhanced that list by data mining the private records of their customers to see anybody who's bought a firearm. And that wasn't geofenced or limited by date. And that's very disturbing to us because that information comes from an FBI whistleblower. He's a supervisory intelligence analyst. It was corroborated by his boss, who's the special agent in charge of the Boston field office at the FBI. So we've got two whistleblowers telling us that this is going on and there's no legal process. And let me be clear here, Will, this isn't the FBI going to Bank of America and saying, we have 12 suspects and we've got a warrant, we want you to look at their data. Bank of America, according to this FBI whistleblower, was generating lists of suspects on their own and giving them to the FBI without a legal process.
So really quickly, Congressman, and that's the word that I latched onto, this concept of voluntary. But am I to assume that Bank of America came up with this idea on their own, or the FBI said, hey, you know what, Bank of America, this would be great for you to voluntarily give us this information?
I'm really worried if it's the latter case. Where there was a wink and a nod, and the FBI said, we can't constitutionally ask for this, but if you gave it to us, that would be constitutional. If you violated the privacy, if you do it, it's okay, according to the Constitution. Now, the wink and the nod makes it unconstitutional. But, Will, this is a disturbing trend that we're uncovering in the Weaponization of Federal Government Committee that Jim Jordan and I serve on, is that you've got hand in glove. They're working together with private companies. So we sent a letter to the Bank of America CEO telling him to preserve all documents. We're investigating this.
Yeah, I mean, it's concerning either way. Obviously, it's a constitutional concern if the FBI is doing the wink and the nod to a private corporation, but it's also concerning for private corporations taking on the role of law enforcement, and every customer ought to know this is what you sign up for when you sign up for an account with Bank of America. I want to ask you about Ron DeSantis. You were there for the campaign rollout this past week on Twitter. It got mixed reviews, Congressman. You know, a lot of people watching, other people that couldn't watch. You know, tell us your thoughts on Ron DeSantis' rollout this past week.
Well, it looks like